you let me and Auntie talk. You know. Okay, clearly now this is now what parenting now, guys. I was supposed to put him to bed, but it seems like he knows voices. So the moment I was just putting him, he was like, "Who is that?" And he has refused to sleep. So I decided, you know what? Before the sun goes down, let's just record. So here we are, back again with another episode of Adulting for Real. It's not a drill. We are adulting for real. Now we are moms, we are wives, we are doing life.
Hey, back then we didn't know, we did not know.
And let me tell you, we thought we knew, but we did not know. We did not know.
The good thing is the name at least has carried us.
Let me tell you, no, I think that name has really helped us in terms of figuring out what, how do I put it? Like, it has helped us. It has covered for our mistakes. Let's just put it like that. You know, if someone said adulting now look, at that point there's nothing you can do about that.
That is true.
Yeah. So life lived. In fact, what happened was we went for a wedding. We all got sick. I think it was COVID, to be honest. The way that thing was hitting, it felt like COVID.
On that note, what happened? Sorry, Sisai kumcheka. If you are following the Olympics, when Tebogo won, apparently the US got COVID. That was the excuse.
That guy
got COVID.
But did you see how he entered the track with fujo, excitement, as if everything was.
Like somebody said, it's the only time you have the symptoms of the disease without the disease.
Then the moment he lost, it was like, oh yeah, by the way, now he needs a wheelchair. Now he needs to
alikuwa na COVID. The problem is alikuwa amejihype sana. Tuseme tu kweli.
Yeah, no, that's true.
He had overhyped himself very much so.
Na alikuwa amechoka. I think pia alikuwa amechoka. You know, you've run three races.
Achana na hiyo, alikuwa overhype. Humility is key.
Humility is key.
Humility.
In fact, that is
because the problem is he had the Netflix special where Omanyala featured.
Yes, Omanyala.
Hey, yeah, well, I said it wrong again. You know,
Omanyala.
I say his name like a Nigerian. Omanyala.
It's not Omanyala.
His name is Omanyala.
It's Omanyala.
The amount of time my husband has corrected me is
yes, it's Omanyala. So it's not Omanyala. So, but anyway, so in the series he was very confident.
Yes, I think it boosted his ego too much.
Yes.
Meshakuwa Netflix
documentary
screen.
Exactly.
Coming to you next Olympics, me winning, you know.
Which he did. But honestly, I think that first race where he won by 0.005, that should not even have counted. Because if the win just hit Vibaya, somebody else could have won. Because they just went all of them. Surely that was but he was moving as if he did the most. I was like, look, no, but Tebogo did us proud. We are we are so happy. I felt good.
For me, I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, no, I couldn't even me. I was just like, what?
Just another African made it.
No, they were too Omanyala. America was too confident.
Yeah, at least.
But you know what people are saying? Omanyala just needs to lose weight. If he's too big, that weight that he's using to, but apparently in Kenya when they did the he beat all of them.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
So I might think it's just nerves.
I don't know. You know, these things you can never know.
Because every time people say whenever he's in the world stage, ni kama inakata.
It's true.
Ni kama inakata. So sometimes when you're nerves, you have to be ready.
Tell us.
Now what do you want? What do you want?
You want attention.
You have to be. Now you're laughing. Yeah. Now you're laughing. It's okay. This episode will be twice as long because now we have a baby, but it's okay.
On that note, Funke.
Do you have a Funke for us?
I have.
Yes.
In fact, we have been discussing it.
Yes.
Do I know who said it exactly?
No.
But I know who said it. It was Colette on the School of Greatness podcast. And that's one where I've been discussing it with you. A good day. A good day for the ego is a bad day for the soul. Or you can also revert it.
Fuke.
A bad day for the ego is a good day for the soul.
No, at the end of the day, that's actually just a pride issue, because if you think about it, pride. So there's this saying that says, that said pride comes before a fall.
Yes.
that is basically the essence of that thing. Because at the end of the day, if you're proud, your ego is pride. Your ego is pride. So if you're proud, you will do things out of, you're not being rational. You're not being godly. Let's now, if we're going there, you're not actually being godly when you're thinking about your ego. Honestly, I don't know why God gave us egos. No, maybe it's just to teach us that we need him. I don't know.
No, I think your ego has your ego I think it's part of what gives you confidence. You see what I'm saying?
So there's two sides.
So there's a way that you need to, I think, if you there's a confidence that it gives you, but then I guess also then it becomes, where does the confidence come from? But the ego gives you confidence. You know what I'm saying? And I think also the ego is a weird thing because it doesn't present the way you think it should present. Like for me, I learned that, first of all, I was realizing an interesting thing we learned the other day at church, which is interesting, which is that being shy is pride.
Yeah.
Right? Which is that this idea that it means that you think about how people are thinking about you all the time, meaning you're thinking about yourself consistently.
Exactly.
Are you really that important?
Wow, yeah.
But I had that revelation. That's why I'm no longer shy, by the way. Yes, I had that revelation when I was 16.
Because, you literally have this assumption that people are
actually at me. Oh my gosh, I need to keep quiet. Oh my gosh, like you're having this internal monologue about yourself all the time and how people are viewing you. Kindly just assume people don't care about your life.
Yes.
And say what you need to say and don't care about what people are saying. It's like actually. That's what, and I think it's because also like that scripture from Timothy, God has not given us a spirit of timidity.
Yes.
There's that one that says fear. But there's also the one scripture that translates as timidity.
Yeah.
So when I used to be hella shy. I mean, and then I realized, why do I think I'm so important? Why do I think I'm so important? That now everybody's thinking about me. I'm like, I don't know, like I used to be like overthink everything. Should I say hi to this person? Why should I say hi? When I say hi, with which tone?
How
when I say me? Now others do, I don't know them like that, but they should. I'm like, surely this is what level of self-absorption is this one? You know what I'm saying? So it presents sometimes in ways that you're not thinking, or before I started before I dated a man, I used to tell women, how can you spread your leg for this one? Because I was like I thought it was masquerading, as godliness. But however, it was very prideful because the underlying thought, I think,
is that
behind me is that it is easy for me to know. I don't understand how you succumb to this type of sin.
Yes.
Right? Because for me, I'm thinking, lust is not something.
No.
You just control yourself.
Guys, if you're very keen, listen to the old episodes. You will hear the nuances.
The nuance. Then I got into a relationship. I was like, I can see how legs spread. Before I could not conceive. I was like, so now at which point, which part of your brain just tells you to spread it? Is the right, the left, which one? When I was in it, I knew. Now look, the temptation manifest. You understand?
Now you understand.
I understood how one could.
Actually, you're asking which side of the brain. The brain switches off. There's no side that is on or off. It switches on.
No, it never occurred to me that such a thought could happen to my life. Just spread your legs. It's just spread it. I never even fathomed that these things can happen to a woman. So, that's what I'm saying. A good day for if I had
to be humbled, yeah.
If I had you see, I said I'll never kiss my husband. Let me tell you, I kissed him on the first day. So, all this to
let
say,
me tell you guys, in all transparency, let me tell you, I think it's good to have accountability in life, and I think accountability is what also puts down the ego.
Yeah.
Because I remember that day you called me and you're like, sis,
we need to be accountable. To stop. I am about to board. I'm about to board to make my way. I'm making my way. I'm just telling you so you know it's what it is.
So, but you know what I love about like you, I feel like God convicted you so quickly, because you called me and you were like, chick, I need you to be my accountability partner, because the way this thing is going, I don't see myself making. I was like, okay, Sawa, I'm here for you. You know what I mean?
No, I did.
That's when I laughed at you so hard.
I was like, just call me off the ledge.
I remember I laughed so hard. I was like, I get it, don't worry, you'll be fine, we will make it to the wedding day, don't worry. So at the end of the day, what we're trying to say is this, right? Humility. In fact, another way to put it would have been humility is great for the soul.
Yeah.
You realize when you're humble, first of all, God can now speak to you. Because if you have an ego, God's voice is so quiet.
It's so subtle.
It's so subtle. If your own voice is so loud, you will never be able to hear the voice of God. So I think maybe that's a revelation I feel like I'm getting now of like the reason for humility is so that you actually hear God's voice.
It's true.
Because if your voice is so loud, it blocks out God's voice, and then now you get yourself into more problems, which now affects now the sin nature and all these things, and you realize now your soul now is even now going to the pits.
Yeah, and then the ego, and then the one said, let me tell you. That's what I'm telling you. It's such a thing because the ego presents itself in a way that is another way it presents itself is you are prideful, and it got you there. Then your same ego is like, how could you do this to yourself?
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah, you're better than this.
You are better than this. How could you do this?
It leads to
that
shame.
Yeah, exactly. That same ego is what shames you later on. Whereas, like, if you had, the way David we said, wretched man that I am. By the way, it is what it is.
Yeah.
If you have a true view of yourself. You understand? When you fall, you say, I am human. In fact, not as an excuse, but understanding that it is not you who is good, it is God who is good. It is the grace that keeps you good.
Exactly.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It is not your strength. Because you fall and then you shame, you spiral yourself because you thought, I was better than this, I can do better, and that's not the point in it. Is you actually are not better.
You're not better.
You know what I'm saying? You
better.
Couldn't do it. The fact that you have lasted this long is our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, who has kept you, to be honest. So that itself should then humble you back to be like, anyway, I am flesh and bones.
No, it's true. Actually, I think wow, there's something you said that's so deep. That the moment you are cognizant of the fact that you are flesh and bones, body no be wood.
Let me tell you, my mother used to say your body is not safe.
Yes.
It's not safe.
So once you know that you're flesh and bones, it actually takes you to a place of relying on Christ more, relying on God more. Because at the end of the day, when you feel like you can do this, me I'm okay, me I can go to this place, me I can talk to this person, me I can me I'm okay. And that's when now you realize that but then it happens very gradually. You find yourself before you know you have gone. That's why I remember our parents used to be they were a bit on the savage side, but they were like, that verse that in Psalms, is it blessed are those who do not sit
Psalms 1. Yeah, I can never forget. This one I was made to memorize in high school. So blessed is the man who does not sit in the counsel of the wicked, does not walk in the counsel of the wicked, nor sit in the seat of mockers, but his delight is in the Lord, and on his law he meditates day and night. He is like a tree planted by streams of water, which bears fruit in due time, and whose leaves do not wither.
Exactly. But then low-key, our parents had a point in that they didn't want us to mingle with ungodly people, because you see, for you to mingle with the ungodly, it means you think you are better than those ungodly. You will keep the standards, and then they won't. Of course,
there's a nuance in that.
As you got older, you realize discernment also matters.
Because if you're gonna be fishers of men, we need to go to the fish,
and all that.
And
so we are disclaiming everything because of it. But there are some things where surely.
No, walk. That's why Psalms 1, that scripture you say is very important. Does not walk in the counsel. Walk in the counsel. When you're going to fish, you're not walking. You're not going.
And you're not being cancelled.
Yes. No, sit. You are sitting there with people who are speaking anyhow. You sit with people who gossip. You sit with people who discuss other people in a really bad light. You sit with people who, if you're married, somebody is always like, oh, my wife is the worst. Oh my gosh, okay, sit of scoffers, mockers, all those guys. So you see, that energy eventually translates.
Yeah, it's true.
You know what I'm saying?
It's true.
Sometimes you call, and I now understand our parents. That thing they used to do where you go to an event, The part that you like, you attend.
Stay.
Then at some point,
like
you bounce. Say you are
the after party. I think honestly, I think they lost their minds when they started going to after parties. Because that was the part where you should not be going. But that's why it's like, mom, dad, we're going to the after party. So
after party of the wedding.
Just to give context. Yes, after party of the wedding. So in fact, anyway, it's good you have said wedding because that is now where we are heading. You know, that's the question we're heading. But just to wrap this up, I think at the end of the day, humility is what draws us close to God. Maybe that's how I can put it. Because at the end of the day, you see, like there's this scripture that talks about what does it gain a man to gain? What does it benefit a man to gain the whole world and lose the soul? It means that soul is what God is connected to. You understand? So at the end of the day, we lose the soul if we allow the ego to check in, because now God is not now in that WhatsApp. You see, you've just taken that ego and said, God, exit the WhatsApp. Let me and the ego do our thing. And you see, at the end of the day, that never ends well. So, but now back to what we were supposed to discuss today. Very light-hearted, very fun, very reminiscent.
Yes.
It's been how long? 10 months?
10 months.
Wow, 10 months in the yolks of marriage. In the yolks.
The bonds.
In the bonds. Do you know what they call marriage in Swahili? Pingu za maisha. You know what pingu are? Handcuffs.
But why would somebody say such a thing?
Because they know it's hard.
But the same way you do a marriage is called tedo. To go and cook. Basically, that tedo means to cook. So, but it's tedo and marriage is the same word. So if somebody asks you, you can say, if somebody asks, it's the same to say, if you ask somebody, have you gone to cook and have you gone to get married? Same words.
So you just need to know the context.
You just need to know the context to know this one is for cooking,
this one is for marriage.
Yeah, tedo, to go and cook, which is understandable because at the end of the day, men and their stomachs. That is like a concept I don't understand. I understand why. Okay, I'm understanding. Let's say I used to say I'll never date a man who likes food like this. What is this about food? What is this about?
No, but you lived it. I remember when we were in college, you used to quesadilla, spinach, pap,
cheese, pap, flat. You ask the food.
You have your carb, you have your iron, and the cheese daily.
Why are we becoming? What is wrong with us?
What is wrong with
why
us?
You are idolizing food? Surely.
Now these days I call it like I'm cooking for my husband.
No, to be honest, I get it.
I gotta cook for Victor.
It is a nurturing activity.
Yeah.
And also, it's better to cook for other people than to cook for yourself. Like when you are single, you're just in the house by yourself.
There's no actually I
cooking a meal for one that you then put the leftovers that you forget to eat. It's like
and if you build a good tradition, it actually builds communion, because now you guys can eat together. It creates like some kind of fellowship, and you guys can like catch up on the day and blah blah blah.
And I'm also realizing it's kind of like when you do that, it helps you control the health of your family and your household as well, because then you know what's in the foods. You know what I'm saying. It just makes it that it. I guess that's part of nurturing and building. You know what I'm saying. So now you know. Okay, this is what I'm putting in the foods. This work. You know, so when you cook for somebody is when you can't get the synchronicities of the idiosyncrasies of how they even how they react to food.
Because I know now your hobby is
spices spices do you heartburn, things I don't experience.
So I put curry even boga.
Skuma wiki and curry is a bell. I know it sounds crazy.
One day I'm gonna try that, but I've been almost 10 years. I've never tried it, and I'm like, I should try it one of these days.
I mean, I like curry, so and I always like
for you. It's like the Royco.
Yes, it's of life. I cannot
life.
Cook without curry. In fact, I don't even know what to do. So what are we doing? What is mixed spice?
So anyway, basically today we're not going to talk about marriage. We're basically going to talk about the wedding, the experience, like how was it? What was the thought process? Like now, November 2022, you got engaged.
Yes.
So from that day, were you like planning from that day? Like how was it? What was the challenge?
Because I was apprehending engagement, because I knew once you say engagement like this, pressure. Like wedding planning. So I said, you know what? I'll give myself until January. Because I was just trying to avoid this. not avoid, but it's just like wedding planning is like tricky because you're involving different families.
Yeah.
And then you're involving your parents and other stakeholders. So it's not necessarily like what you want to do, period.
Yes.
Everybody now has feelings.
Yes.
You know, before you were engaged, nobody had feelings about what you were doing.
Actually, no one cared.
Nobody cared.
Nobody cared.
Once you get engaged like this, all of a sudden people have a stake in the game. So now it kind of changes the dynamics. So I was trying to avoid a bit for like a minute. And then, you know, we said, you know what, no wedding planner, so we're going to put a committee together. But it took us like
a while.
A while. It took us maybe 5 months to even get a guest list. Sure. Then we started in January, let me tell you.
Hey, that was funny.
So at some point we had to, I think in about May is when we had a proper committee and said, okay, now let's like get this thing planning. And let me not lie to you. Anybody here who is planning to get married and you think you do you plan to get married and then there's monies.
Multiply that times 1.5 like the Uber.
There's money somewhere.
You do like the 1.5 like the Uber drivers.
You think there's money? You know, I think if you wait to have monies to decide to get married, it will never happen. I think when you decide to get married, God honors your wish and somehow money finds you. Then again, also just need to know your priorities, because every time you do something, the ego once again was just like daughter of James Oba, daughter of James Oba. You know, this man is a man of stature. We must do a wedding representative of his elevation. You know somebody like me who has studied abroad with people who do not know let me not say the poverty. Because it's not poverty.
No, that time it was poverty.
The comparative lack of wealth in which I reside. Let's say that. So
that's what I was putting it.
Yes. Yeah, because we're like middle class in Kenya, but like we are discussing this. We are not in the same. The lanes are not the same. You know, but when you study together, the lane
I think you think you are in the same lane, but you realize.
Yeah, I knew I was not in that lane. I was like, this weddings I'm seeing on social media, I cannot afford. Yeah. And so initially I had pressure, said, surely how would we do this thing? Surely. I cannot even invite some people because they will now understand that I'm not like them. I am not like
the ego of, we had not even planned this, but this is so timely. That ego.
I was so stressed out because I was like, surely the poverty is going to show. You know, at that time I was like, in the budget even I cannot, table placemats.
Yes.
We're not even entering the budget because I was like, sure, something, you know, when you have to cut down the budget, I was like, Sikunaka plate, why does the plate need to sit on another plate? So these things, I understand from a decorative standpoint.
And the charter plates.
Charger plates, they help.
Charger plates.
But I didn't have the budget. I'm like, after you see it, sure is. Square versus a round plate is very much nicer than a square plate. Me, I didn't have the money for caterers for round plates. And you see what I'm saying?
Let me tell
so
you.
Now you're like, the charger plate cannot be round,
and then
your plate is square. You see, even you start to say, sure, and then is the plate ceramic or plastic or is it acrylic?
Yes.
Nice words.
You
see, these are now the things. So you say, sure, embarrassment.
In fact, there was a time I was telling this chief, just forget tables, just put us like theater style. She said no. That's the one she said she will not do. Whether we kiss or we deck, we want to fight tables.
No, but eventually.
No, we did. Everybody had a place to sit.
Eventually, that was a miracle because let me tell you, and in the nick of time. No, not everybody. I saw people theater style. They had 2 tents. One, a main tent and a tent to extend. The extender tent was theater style.
Okay.
The main tent
had
tables.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh my gosh, but that I think.
But
if you have what do you call it? If you will allow, we can show them the way the setup was. Oh, it was nice. Actually, you guys, the way you did it, but leading up to that thing. But what was the most stressful part? What can you say was the most stressful part
of wedding planning? The time we had to figure out, should we pay for the honeymoon or for the food?
Let me tell you.
Yeah.
That was I think I remember when we had that conversation.
No, it was a massive debate.
And
should we pay for the honeymoon? Ama what we are putting mandazi? Because it's either we give you food that that is
that
a
will
meal.
that will enter
You
your
know,
stomach
say,
and
meaning
exit.
carbohydrate, vegetable, and like a protein.
Yes.
Or we give you a snack and we go for honeymoon.
Yes.
You see, that was the dilemma because I was
No.
like, at that time there was no money.
No, it was no me. I remember we discussed it. We said it was. I think what you need to do, just pay for honeymoon. Eventually, things will work out.
And it did work out
And
because
imagine
we
it worked
had a
out.
fantastic honeymoon.
And
Don't
you know,
still-
people still
Tulikula mchele.
tulikula.
Yeah,
So tukakula kuku.
it still worked out. It still
No, it
worked
makes
out.
sense,
But
it
the
makes
thing
sense.
is also for me, I was like, once the ego died, we said to ourselves, we called ourselves to a meeting and we said, you know what? We cannot spend the price of a car in one day. What manner of nonsense is that one? We might as well
Buy a car.
buy a car.
Yes.
So if we are not buying a car on the day of our wedding,
Yes.
the budget must decrease.
In fact, let me
Not
tell
unless
you.
you are willing to donate.
Did it
because
decrease or
it
decrease?
decreased.
It
It decreased. We could not spend a price of a car on a wedding.
Yeah. No, let me
No.
tell you. Me, I think
And then,
we
yeah.
did well. And okay, and this is the thing. I don't know if it happens in other countries, but in Africa, pride. That pride.
Yeah, gets you to for other people to changa for you.
That pride is so much that you at the end of the day, eventually your people will just say, surely we cannot shame and honor. That's
Yeah.
the word I was looking for. It says that we work in a shame and honor system. So for the elders, they're like, no, we cannot be shamed. We cannot be shamed that my children got married and there was no food.
Mm-hmm.
My children got married and people sat on plastic chairs. You know, things like that.
No, eventually, you know, the shame and honor that helped my wedding because
Shame and honor.
at some point I didn't have money for cocktails. You know that buffer space.
Yes, that
I didn't have that money.
Mm.
I also didn't have money. You had to pick. You're either drinking water or soda. Those, not both.
Yes.
Pick one.
Pick
Pick
one.
one.
Pick
Either
one.
water
Or
or
soda.
soda. But shame and honor made it that somebody was like, look, we eat a
We
quite
located.
we cannot be pimaing soda for people at a whole wedding. Yeah, we will see us like this, we cannot afford soda.
Yes.
What will people say?
Yes.
Yes, they will say they came and they were hydrated. Surely, it's not the point to help the food enter.
Exactly.
You know, at that point actually I was so done. I was like,
Yeah, but you guys,
you've come
you
to see us get married, or you've come to
No, you
to
guys really
entertainment.
munapendanga stress because the day before the wedding, me, I'm here. I think I was like 25 weeks pregnant or something. First of all, that was tough. That was tough on my side, but we made it happen, and I was so proud of myself. But that was not the point. The point was you guys were doing deco.
Yes. The day
I was
before.
like, these people. I think you guys slept like 3 in the morning.
Yes.
Because of putting deco. I said, no.
Even
we
my
must
bouquets,
DIY.
they came to the house at like 8 p.m. at night.
Yes.
And then we were putting my floral arrangements together.
Hey, this was a DIY kabisa.
Let me tell you, we DIY'd the
that
bottles
that
that
DIY
we
that
did
and guys,
none.
imagine it came out so nicely.
It came out so nicely.
And let me tell you, if you're not a creative, you'll spend a lot of money on your wedding.
That is true.
But if you
You
are
are
creative,
you'll find ways
you will
to-
find ways to go about it.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're not a creative and you're getting married, find a friend
Who is a creative?
who is a because remember that day we went and washed wine bottles.
Yes.
Hey, we washed wine bottles. We said now this is what we must do. Spray painting.
It's true.
No,
And
it was good.
like buying fake flowers because they will be thrown.
They'll be thrown.
So we had some real flowers, some fake
So
flowers.
you are blending.
So when you have real flowers, they blend with fake flowers. You know, you
yes,
can't really tell the
exactly,
difference.
Exactly.
You couldn't really tell the difference.
Yeah.
The fake vines, zilikuwa
it
fake
was
roses.
beautiful. In fact,
It
let me
was
tell
there.
you
We
that setup, I think we still use it at church.
Yes, to be honest, I think
That
yeah.
setup
We
was so
still use
nice.
it.
We
still use it at church.
still
It's true.
use it
Some
at
of the
church
decor
as a
items.
background.
It's true.
But for you, like, what would you say, like, would be maybe like 3 lessons in wedding planning that you learned that you can give somebody who is hoping to get married? Yeah, what are like 3 lessons you could you know, me I don't have much to say because my wedding was COVID. Like I bet like there was I feel like my wedding was a blur. It's like I just woke up and I got married. Like I don't remember. I just remember trying to look for marriage certificate. Hey, marriage certificate. I'm just remember.
The first advice I would give, seeing that the condition of the Kenyan government
Ay,
is that a wedding is a union between a man and a woman before God and a priest.
Yes, exactly.
Just know that.
And witnesses.
Let
me tell you, if you want to get married in Kenya, apply a year before.
To be honest.
so that finally your certificate will come
at the right
time.
Let me tell you, we were changing documents. Back at the documents were coming with the wrong birth information, with the wrong birth date. Then it's coming. You change the birth date. It comes with the wrong name. You say
the wrong ID number.
Is this a conspiracy?
I'm telling you.
To not marry us?
I'm telling you.
To be honest, even the final one was wrong. We just started to December. Come and buy. There was an error.
We just started.
Because we were looking. We said. I think there was what was it?
It was a very minor error. Yeah,
it was like the spelling.
O and A.
O and A.
Yes.
It was O and A. Some with the spelling. I said, if this is the third time we are doing it and the spelling is wrong, what shall I kai? We are what the government is calling us. That is okay. This is any nicknames we will use in real life.
Yeah, no, it's true. It was stressful. It was stressful. But at the end of the day, I think let it be that you and your husband or you and your wife are not the ones with the ego. Let people deal with their own egos. They'll sort you out. Just pick what is important. Now I'm giving the advice and then I asked you, but like in retrospect, I would say just pick what is important, especially to the two of you. Like now for her, she was like, me, my dress is important.
Yeah, it has to make sense.
Well, it does. Like we can deal with other things. Other things may not work out, but my dress
has to make sense.
Is something I'm not willing to. I'm dying on this heel. So pick a few heels to die on. The rest, you can.
That is for posterity. Yeah. What else? What do I remember about wedding planning? I would say the best thing that unfortunately there's, and this is so sad to say, but you need to just good friendships help you plan a wedding.
Yeah.
If you don't have good friendships when you're planning, when you get to that state of getting married, it's going to be very hard for you. Yeah, it's going to be very hard for you. And I think it's so sad because that's why now people are even hiring bridesmaids and groomsmen.
By the way, it's a thing. Because in this Nairobi.
Yeah, don't
even celebs are being hired.
Yeah.
To be in the and they're very good bridal party people.
They'll bring the energy, but
they'll bring the energy, but it's kind of
like
it's weird.
You know, and I know everybody's not privileged to have good friendships, but me, I was also of the opinion that look, first of all, it's not by force that we go 2 by 2. This is not Noah's Ark. You can go 3 by 3, 4 by 4.
But we went 3 by 3. We were 3. It was Sheridan and Emmanuel.
Yeah. So you pick the people on your lineup that make sense in your life, and that's it. You don't need to be even. We don't need to be many. Yeah. If there is 2, let it be 2. You know.
Yeah, I had 3 people at my.
And if there is 3, let it be 3. But who are we trying to impress by adding friends who will not help us?
Exactly. And they will just forget about your wedding day the moment you get married.
You know, or not help us, but like people. You know what I mean by help us.
No, but help us.
Help us is what I was trying to do is you know you have a lot of friends, but I think for me the metric was very much so who are the people who will pray with me when this marriage is going wrong. Who are the people who will not side with me, but who will side in the side of this marriage working. Do you understand what I'm saying? And like people who have the capacity to see God's will above their friendship with you. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. That's truly what matters, because what is the point of having a bridal party that you will not be friends with next week or next year? Or do you know what I'm saying? So I think that was like kind of like a good metric.
I think that makes
at least for your bridal party, prioritize your honeymoon, because there's nothing more anticlimactic than leaving the venue. Watu wamekula a good 600,000 to 1 million to even 5 to 10 million in that day. Wamekuwa na enjoyment, and then you go to your house. Can you be serious?
No, it's true.
And
then unfortunately, I'm sorry to say, chances are you probably will not have another honeymoon for a long time, especially if
people are not willing to changa for your honeymoon. Yes. They'll changa for your wedding. They will not changa for your honeymoon.
I find it very weird when people are like, why should we changa for your honeymoon? I think it's because only the two of you are benefiting. Exactly. So they are not willing to contribute to that. So honeymoon for sure. and especially if you're starting out, most likely you will not do a lavish honeymoon for a very long time. Of course we pray that things work out, but yeah, statistically that's the thing. Me, I would say make sure your house is set up before you move, and I think you guys did that well.
Yes.
Your house was set up. I think that on us we failed the exam. But make sure everything, so that now when you're coming back
from the
it is comfort.
Yeah,
it's not like you're on a mattress, you're on a what, you're on a all those things.
No, you can't still be on a mattress. It's just that you need to. The other thing I would also say on that regard of figuring out your house afterward, figure out the hill you need to die on. To be honest, did I really need a dining table? No. Okay.
Yeah.
Like, do you understand? Like you're thinking, and also like catch the clothes according to your size. Okay. This is not the time to go get a house thinking about what the gifts that you will get to furnish it. Yeah, this is not the time. It's not the time. Because if somebody just offers you an armchair or gives you an armchair and the sofa is not gifted to you,
you are still okay.
I mean, now if you have pangered a 3-bedroom that you don't have furniture to fit in, or a 2-bedroom that you don't have furniture to fit in, you know what I'm saying? Cut the cloth according to your size.
It's true.
Cut the cloth according to your size, even the scale of the space, Yeah. Just don't say, okay, these are my non-negotiables. To be honest, when you're starting this life, there are some basics. You need a cooker, you need a fridge.
What else? Maybe microwave.
You need a microwave, cooker, fridge, microwave.
Okay, if you are really pushing,
you need a. If I was me, I don't need a TV because I watch all my content on my phone. I don't even use TVs that much. But and I would say you need a place to sit.
At least a chair for two.
If you want to somewhere to sit. Hizo zingine you figure out huko mbele. By the way, let not these things limit you.
But kiburi
because
really.
Tunapewanga pressure. Social media is giving us pressure.
Pressure.
Pressure. People are being gifted houses or cars.
I saw somebody a whole Range Rover. I said, wow.
People are telling you, you need to have your life figured out before you get married. Okay. It's true that the Nairobi women are also giving men pressure. Okay?
Yeah.
But let's be serious. If not unless we are getting married in our 30s, we will not be established.
It's true. And even this economy, to be honest, even in your 30s, you're still trying to figure out what is happening to your life. So, like statistically, you won't have it all figured out. But just aside, but maybe now as we are finishing this part, I was thinking, is there a correlation between now story are trying to figure out your life and like the statistical likelihood of you getting married?
Yes.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the later you get married, the more harder it is to get married, simply because for me, actually, I guess it's my opinion, but me, I think marriage is melding two people into one. When you've already figured out what is your money market fund, how many do you have, which is the savings, like this. Me, I usually do my banking with this financial planner, like that. Not that you shouldn't, but I'm saying once you have that set up, you have a life setup. Okay, you know this. You use 2 laundry baskets, not one, because it must be split between the thing, and then the cycle that you prefer is this one and this one because you have it regulated on your washing machine. Somebody also has their own things they are coming in with that is set in stone. They've been doing them for 15 years.
Yeah.
Right? Like it takes a lot of humility for 2 people to become one.
Yeah.
You give up the way you do this one, you give up me, I give up the way I do this one.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it takes a bit, I think it takes a lot of humility for somebody to. It's possible. I think if you're a humble person,
it's possible.
But just know it takes a lot of humility because now you have built up for yourself things, systems, ways of doing, and now you're trying to meld another person in it, and it's not like your way is the best way. You all
just your way. Yeah.
So
it's true.
Yeah. So I think it also gets a bit tricky.
No, I agree, and also like there's a conversation we're having a while back, and you find that sometimes, especially men in Nairobi, I don't know why, we're even comparing Nigerian men, Kenyan men, but I've seen it a lot. Men in Nairobi, they will not even approach a woman that seems seems
Yeah.
to be established. Seems, not even that she's established. She just looks. There's like, she just presents herself in a way to look established. The guy already feels intimidated by
That's
that.
true. And
by
I was that
type of
chick, and
person.
that's why for me I'm like, don't dumb yourself down in order to find a husband. But then also be cognizant of your feminine energy.
Yeah.
And being present in your feminine, you know, because at the end of the day, you know, we bring different energies to the table, and that's, I think, the beauty of marriage, right? So be cognizant of it also at some point, you know, because you need to be open.
Yeah.
I think also like being open to the possibilities and then just being cognizant of it, but like, don't me, because me I was that chick, you just seem so unapproachable. I'm like, it's not that you are looking at me and you are assuming. It's not that I am not.
Yeah.
In fact, I am more likely to go to Gikomba than Stacy. So
It's true. Yeah, no,
and I'm the one who somebody will say this one did not grow up in this country. She you know, me, I'm the chick for going to Kawangware.
In fact, she's the one who hooked me up with those places. Me,
Yes,
I was
I'm the
not
chick for
going
going to
there.
Kamkunji. I'm the chick for going to Karioko.
Yes.
I'm not bougie like that.
Yeah.
You know, so but people were okay, obviously, because of I am intellectually smart.
Yeah.
Okay, it can be intimidating.
Even there are people I've met. Actually, let me not lie to you. There are people I've met, and but just by first glance, I'd be like, hey, this person is so bougie. So and by then they are bougie. But when you get to know them, you're like, cool. They tell you, in fact, I was in Kawangware. I was like, what are you doing in Kawangware? To do what? Yeah, in fact, I bought curtains from Isili. And then, how? You know, so like you realize like people are way, and this maybe is more for the guys.
Yeah.
Like if you're a guy and you're listening and maybe you're trying to find a spouse or whatever, like get to know people. Don't
assume.
I was about to say don't pima. How do you don't measure somebody. Don't measure somebody just by looking at them and then you decide, okay, I'm too good for them. Because let's be honest, you might find even that woman who you get might be the one to give you favor. You know, the favor that the Lord brings is the one who is there to give you favor that the Lord brings. So don't whatever. And even as you said, that feminine energy, I think sometimes, and I'm learning also as women in the workplace, you are low-key forced to move in your masculine. So sometimes if you're not cognizant, that's the same energy you put out when you're in social circles and things like that. So and I don't know, maybe that's what I would say actually.
What else about my particular wedding? Do a decor reveal before people come and occupy the space. Because
why did you do that?
The schedule time. I was
not planned well.
No, it's not the plan. No,
you didn't care about it.
No.
Yeah.
The wedding was supposed to end before sundown because I was not staying in a wedding until God knows when.
And that's exactly what happened.
I was like, to talk it up at 6.
Yeah.
Why are we keeping? Personally, I didn't have the bandwidth. I just didn't have the bandwidth to do a long wedding. So I was like, let's cut it short. How many speeches? 4. Fantastic. We keep it pushing. Maid of honor, groomsman, parents. Maneno.
Actually, that's what we did. I think
the problem. Look, if you had anything to say to me, you could have said it in the traditional. If you want to catch me on the side, you can, and I will totally listen to you.
No, I think what happened at your wedding.
You can do the speech if you are cake matron. You can include that one.
You can just say something.
So yeah.
No, I think what happened was this thing. And this is also part of, like, as we finish, because this is a good conclusion. I was telling a friend of mine, actually that wedding we went to, before she got married, I told her, by the way, something will go wrong.
Yeah.
Just prepare for that. And then, just choose to enjoy the day.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Because even like you, when we had planned the day, we were leaving at this time, at this time, we're doing this. Let me tell you, that wedding was not starting at 10. We were starting, I think, at 12:30.
No, it's because also this thing of DIYing your wedding, if you're going to bed at 3 a.m., surely you're supposed to be up by 6. That is 3 hours of sleep. three good hours of sleep.
So you woke up. That was not even the worst part. We would have still probably made it at like 11, 11:30. The issue now came about when people wanted to sing for you to come out. Because the singing did happen at the house. Why did they come to the house? We don't know. But it was supposed to be at the house. You know, the traditional people come, they sing, pick the girl, and then we go. That didn't happen. Then there were small glitches here and there with the dress, but we sorted it out. So like, if there's something that will go wrong,
It will go wrong.
it will go wrong. Just enjoy the day. And me, that's the advice I was given when I was getting married by a very good friend of mine, and that's the advice I give every bride as they are getting married, that just choose to enjoy the day. Because imagine you I think I even said this in another podcast with my sister of Jerry. She wanted vinyls. You know those beads, the vinyls. Hey, let me tell you what the deco person brought. CDs. CDs, and they didn't remove the DVD. So you see Fast and Furious.
Yes.
You see Despicable Me.
Taking the piss.
So imagine she's there, she's wondering where are their CDs. Because her hubby is a DJ, so that's why the story of vinyls was making sense. But she's like, why are there CDs? Or the deco. Oh my goodness. But now she was like, you know what? It is what it is. Let me just enjoy the day. They danced. They had a good time. As a matter of fact, I think that's why even my sister and Timothy kind of started hitting it off also. So, at the end of the day, just choose to enjoy the wedding day. Choose to enjoy the wedding day. Now, Natalie, as we finish, how's your heart?
My heart. I'm dealing with the stresses of corporate entanglement.
Corporate entanglement.
Let me tell you.
Like you are suffering.
Let me tell you. Interestingly, I knew this year actually I was not gonna have to grow. My business was gonna grow because I had that like the Pentecostal saying unction,
the unction in the spirit.
And I knew my capacity would have to grow. So right now, actually, I've been getting a lot of work. Then work that I left is finding me when it should not be. So, because as you know, projects sometimes. But just like trying to juggle that. In fact, now I have help. So.
Oh really?
Yeah.
That I didn't.
Intern.
Oh wow.
That's today.
Congrats. Oh, for a long time. Okay.
Just today.
You know, I'm like we talk a lot.
Just today.
How did I not know this?
Just today. So I think that's going to lessen the workload a bit and also allow me to just grow and actually build more clients as well. So that's on the business side. I'm trying to get my prayer life to a point where we can move mountains. That's what I'm trying to do right now. I'm trying to be like this, unlock. And actually getting to the point where I actually read the Bible, which is interesting. Actually, the way I'm doing it is because, sometimes you're like just so curious about something. I think my curiosity is making me actually open the physical book. I'm not talking about the physical book.
I saw this chick with a Bible this side.
No, if a Bible does not have a concordance, is it a Bible?
I said, this chick
is it a Bible?
She's in church with a Bible like this. I said,
also, I realized it's like very easy to. First of all, one thing I also realized about like the spiritual inheritance I want to live. Like I want to be that chick who's like you can hand a Bible to your kids and be like, this is mom's notes of like when she was reading and what God was speaking to her. And that's it's like I think it's quite a nice thing.
Not that I actually have a child.
So that's why people feel like their Bible is so holy they don't write in it. I highlight. Yes. Sometimes I find a word and it's in a sermon. I write on the side. Cool. I have post-its.
Wow.
As
so
well.
It's almost like a notebook.
Yeah. So sometimes you are feeling, that's what I was thinking that time. That's what the revelation was. You put post-its in it and stuff, and you write when like within the because I know if I'm writing notes of the sermon, I'm not reading the sermon notes again. It's never happened in me. I don't know who anybody. What is the percentage of people who peruse the sermon notes again?
It's true.
Nobody. But the Bible you always have.
Yeah.
For the next 20 years you have it. So at some point you peruse. You say, okay, interesting like that. So, and also just speaking my curiosity on things. Like sometimes, like this week I was in my Bible because I was wondering, why did this story of the women with the bridesmaids with the oil lamp? I'm wondering, why did you need an oil lamp to begin with? Why were you having an oil lamp? You went to a wedding with an oil lamp. Why? So I said, let me go back. Why do they need an oil lamp? I understand the oil lamp is a metaphor for something. It's not the point.
Yes.
If there's the story, why is there an oil lamp? Why were they waiting in the dead of night? I don't get it. Like in my wedding there was no oil lamp, so I'm not understanding. I was like, why are there oil lamps?
Yeah.
So it got me to now be like, literally I was on Google being like, why were there oil lamps?
What is the
Why are they carrying oil lamps?
Mm.
I realized, because the oil lamps, they are putting olive oil, which is interesting. To actually paraffin, guys, as we were doing paraffin, at least they had like a nice scent.
Yes,
that was coming from the oil. And it was to light the way. I didn't know. It's because there was no electricity, guys.
Yeah.
So people needed the path lit. You know?
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, this is why one would carry an oil lamp. Because you say, I'm carrying your oil. Even the end of the story is have oil lamps. Why are we having oil lamps? For metaphorical,
Yeah.
So like that curiosity of just being like, okay, I've heard this story 1 billion times. Let me go and see
for myself.
Or that Jeremiah, I was in Jeremiah this week because for I know the plans I have for you. Then I realized that scripture is because literally that chapter is about Jeremiah telling the Israelites, by the way, the Lord has told you you've been in captivity for 400 years. Misery, 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 misery. For I know the plans I have. Imagine being told you'll be a slave for 400 years, then somebody finishes with, for I know the plans I have for you. You see, do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They are for good.
Yeah.
And for me, remember slavery 400 years? For I know,
the
you know.
Yeah.
So you go, Kumbe, he knows the plans of slavery he has for us.
Yes.
So you know, sometimes you know the thing, but like the curiosity.
Yeah.
Sometimes just peruse. You know, when your phone is not easy to peruse. Like having a Bible that has like a concordance and that has is that a documentary that has what's it called, not commentary, which is quite nice. So I was like, I think that's where I'm at. Like I'm trying to just pique my curiosity because sometimes like that reading back to back is boring to me now. I don't know, like the piecemeal verses, but just piquing your curiosity and being like, okay, interesting.
So now you're doing Bible study. You're studying the Bible, Kabsa. It's not just reading for this. That is so.
Because reading for the sake of reading is also boring. Like I'm not retaining. I don't know why we're reading. I don't like. I'm like, okay, let me just like be curious and then go look. Which I feel like.
That makes sense. That makes sense. I think me now. Hey, motherhood. Wow, guys who follow me, you can see. We are trying to still maintain our identity within this hood called motherhood. That is motherhood. In fact, honestly, like for me, and it's not even anything against my child, but I don't like being called mama so and so, just for I don't know, cause I was somebody before I became mama so and so, you know.
So assumes that you are the entirety of your identity
is your role. It's a role.
Yes.
It's not necessary. In fact, I like telling people, look, I am a glorified babysitter. like to me, it's just something I'm doing as a role, and I always try to remind myself that this child will eventually, you know, live and get married, and like now it will just be, you know. You just be the house, you know, and things like that. So like I think there's that element of just trying to find now not even to find my identity, but to get in touch with who I once was, even before I became even a wife, before I became a mom and things like that, so that now I still feel like, in fact, I've been telling guys I'm doing like the what do you call it, free commissions on art pieces, whatever you want.
I found her here DIY, you know, like I'm like, surely.
So, actually, yeah, like pictures, things like that. Like even the painting behind here, I don't know if you do it fit, but I'm the one who did it. So like my house is very
even this one,
if you can see, I'm the one who did it. So it's very I'm a very craftsy person. I'm very creative. So, but then again, I realize not everything is a business. Because you see, I could decide, okay, I crochet, let me now start a business. Oh, I paint, let's start a business. I do this. At some point, you know, business is hard. Now, like you said, business is hard. So if you make everything a business, you will not even enjoy yourself doing the things that you are doing. So I think for me, I'm actually purposefully. Of course, if I don't know, if things snowball and I start making it, like the money comes, that's one thing. But like I'm actually just getting people. If you have canvas, paint, just give me, I'll do for you, and I'll give you, because I don't want to feel that pressure of like, now I've been paid to do this thing, I have to Of course, now, as I said, if God tells me, okay, this is your next income stream, sure, I'll do that. But I'm just trying to figure out, kind of falling in love with the things I used to love before, and getting myself to that place of like, okay, I think this and this makes sense. So yeah, I think I always tell guys, pregnancy was the ghetto. I think maybe that should be the next. Whoa, pregnancy was the ghetto. But motherhood has been quite rewarding. Yeah, no, it's been a very good hood. Like, it's opposite. For most people love pregnancy,
yes,
hate motherhood. Me, I'm like, look, actually, I've not cried even once. Like, I cried because of the stresses of motherhood. And remember, I'm very susceptible to like depression and stuff. But I also told God, pick one. We cannot do both.
Yeah.
So I was like, if I want to suffer in pregnancy, I do not want to suffer after I give birth. So that one really actually, maybe we should pick one of these days to do an episode on like pregnancy and motherhood and all that. But yeah, but so far it's been good. I think I'm just in a season of self-discovery, discovering who I am, discovering my value, especially in Christ, discovering like
what you want to do with your career, what your goals,
my professional goals, my
mm-hmm.
career. That is still very blurry, to be honest with you, at least now, but I feel like eventually I'll have that figured out. Like, I don't know. I feel like there's somewhere I just lost that thing. I just lost track. So now I'm just trying to see, okay, what does that really look like? Even in terms of like career, people have like career paths. Actually, I want this, I want to get here. By the time I'm 45, I want to be I'm just like, that is still blurry. So maybe getting back on that journey of just self-discovery and just discovering who I am is where I'm at right now. So yeah. But anyway, guys, it's been real. It's been nice. It's been real nice. Of course, some of these we'll have a lot of clips moving forward, because sometimes the baby just decides. Like today, I was like, you know what? It's gonna be great. She's gonna come on time. Atakuwa melala. Then we will record. That's when decided
he's not doing it that way.
He's like, no, I'm not doing that one. It's not happening. So we'll just be doing many clips depending. You see, I even had to and what a dress. Yes. Then I was like, this child wants to breastfeed. Now I was like, look, let's just adjust for the season.
You all know what it is.
Yes.
That's why we said it's not a drill. As we are doing it in real time. There are those people who did the drill before, and then they did the drill,
and then they tell you.
Then they shot the next shot without the baby in it. As it's not a drill.
No,
it's
real time. It's real time. In fact, when the child grows, you will just be seeing them here. And we will just keep it going, because at this point we are adulting for, and I think that was the vision for this podcast, that we not actually, I think for me, even when I'm thinking about it, it's like we grow old with you guys. Like we go through the stages of life together, and you guys sign with us when you're just come from college. And now we're here 2019. We're just trying to figure it out, seasons where now we have to like, take a back burner because now life is just getting crazy. But I think we'll just try and be consistent as we can. I know that there's a graph that I always saw. Is it a graph or it is a reel where it shows consistency is like the fire comes, goes, comes, goes. Sometimes it's dim. It's not like it constantly like that. It's like there's those moments of like on and off. So, but yeah. I hope you enjoyed this episode.
Thank you for being with us for so long.
We
have abandoned you.
We appreciate.
We have made you offers. But don't worry, the Lord has adopted you into his fold. Even if you don't see us, we make you offers.
So but we're in this together. We are trying as hard as possible. So, but this time, I think we are trying. We are trying. No, the last time, because it's been a month. Before it would be like we come back a year. We are. It used to be like once that we say we are back. It's been like 6 months. We've said nothing, and then but now after Maandamano, that was June. Now we have tried. A month and a half. We are somewhere. We are somewhere. Life actually, we were just tulikuwa na home actually. Just to be honest, we were actually very sick. We thought it was COVID, but in fact, even it's that wedding.
Did you know that the flu can last any never control that?
3 months. Actually, me, I'm feeling still
the effects of this, whatever this flu that they're not calling COVID because they don't want to create a panic. The flu can last between 2 weeks and the symptoms 3 months.
That's crazy.
That's why I said. Anyways.
No, me as long as in a sore throat, I think me I can survive. I think sore throat is what just makes me so depressed when I am sick. But now, I think we'll be good. So guys, we hope this email finds you well. I'm your host, Stacey Oma, and this is
Natalie Obiero. You really just getting used to. It takes getting used to.
Obiero.
I was like, it's they both start with an O, so now I had to self-correct.
It's like I got yours and then you went and got another one.
Yes, yeah.
I mean, if you are to, yeah, I mean, you can.
Yeah, so that's how we roll.
Yeah, so you can follow us on our Instagram at Stacey Oma _ and she is still Tembea
Diaries.
Yeah, still Tembea.diaries and adulting _ for real. So guys,
if you want stuff you want us to talk about,
yes, actually, I feel like
because topics that
might be actually a good. We'll do a poll or something, and then we'll ask like if there's any interesting topics you guys want us to cover. We can definitely do that as we think about other topics to talk about that we haven't talked about before.
Yes.
Or even if you want us to like redo topics of
That's okay.
of like things that maybe how is it now compared to when we were 20. Hey, yeah, well, we are getting old.
We were 24.
24, 24, 25. Hey, 24. Yeah. Many years. Yeah, so, yeah, guys. Thanks for
joining us.
So, until next time.